So here I am then, just heading to the start line of the Ultra North 55k ultramarathon, my first ultramarathon. Not ideal conditions for it, to be honest. I've had to switch out a windproof jacket for a Gore-Tex jacket to hopefully protect a little bit from these elements. But yeah, we'll see. It's supposed to be like this all day, so it's not ideal conditions. But I guess that just adds to the challenge. So I am feeling a little nervous. I woke up at about 5:30 this morning. Didn't get to sleep until after midnight last night. Just that kind of nervous butterflies in the stomach sort of feeling. I had some breakfast at around 6 o'clock, did some stretching, used the massage gun just to loosen my legs up a little bit. Feeling okay, got a little bit of a niggle in my left hamstring for some reason, and a little bit of a niggle in my right calf. I'm not sure why, but it's always the case on race day. So I had a little bit of breakfast, a protein and oat shake, got a banana also for when I get to the start. So I'm just heading towards Newcastle Arena, which is, I think, just up this hill, and that's where we'll be starting from today. That wasn't a good start. Turns out I was in the wrong place. I'm now 10 minutes from my start time. I haven't even checked in. I had to drive somewhere else. Okay, let's sort this out. We are off. I'm just coming in now at kilometre 7. I'm a bit warmer than I'd like to be. This jacket isn't very breathable. The weather's not great, so it's keeping me dry, but I'm hot. Heart rate is still sitting around 140, which is fine. Checkpoint in 6 kilometres. I'm a little over 10 kilometres in now. Time of 57 minutes. So I'm averaging around about 5.5–5:35 minutes a kilometre. And so far I'm feeling pretty good. My legs have settled into a rhythm. My heart rate seems to have sort of steadied between 130 and 140. So I just want to keep maintaining as much as I can. Good form, good breathing. I've had the first bite of an energy bar just to give me that little bit of sustainable energy, and what I need to do really is to just keep up with that. I don't want to leave it too long between having water and energy, just to hopefully keep me going. But yeah, beautiful route. We've ran all the way along the side of the Tyne River, just ran past a lovely cornfield there, lots of trees, autumn is in the air. So far so good. So we're just about to come in for checkpoint 1 at the 13 kilometre mark. Here we go. Right. Thank you. Let's get that in the bin. 28. Nice view. Well, here we are passing Wylam train station. So we've headed off road now into some fields. It's quite hilly out here. We're a little over 14.5 kilometres in now. Still feeling good. Plenty of energy left in the tank. Let's just keep at it. What we have is these orange markers which are telling us where the route is, and there should be an orange marker around every 500 meters, if not less. And if there isn't, it means you've gone the wrong way. There's another one coming up, see? starting to get really muddy out here. I think the shoes are holding up pretty well. It's a bit lonely. I'm having to take it really slow through here. It is absolutely soaking, so muddy, and the conditions are pretty treacherous. But at least I'm out of that bit. That was hard going, that. So we are now 17 kilometers in. Now annoyingly I did just take a wrong turn there, only for about 500 meters or so. And thankfully the guy behind me also took a wrong turn, and then I got a deviation notification on my watch because I preloaded the map onto there and it told me that I'd gone off course. So thankfully I was able to turn around, loop back and rejoin where I was supposed to be. Never mind. Right, so I just passed through checkpoint 2, stopped for a little drink of water and crack on. We're at 21.9 kilometers now. Just about head into Chopwell Woods. At least that's half marathon distance covered. So that is half marathon number 48 of the year. That was 60 so far. Feeling good about that. So just heading through Chopwell Woods now, and the guys at the checkpoint have just said not to follow the watch navigation. They've had to change the route slightly. So I've got to keep my wits about me and not get lost. There's a pointer there heading in this direction, so I lost a bit of concentration a little while back. There's another one, and as a result I ended up a bit off course. The ribbons tied to the trees, they can be difficult to spot if you're not paying attention. Almost 23 kilometers now. I'm at the point now where I've had to take the deviation away from the route on my watch, and it feels really unnerving, but it's reassuring to see there's 3 runners up in the distance. So as long as I can keep my eyes on those and keep concentration, I should be fine. So I would usually be running, listening to my headphones. I mainly listen to audiobooks, and I loaded a new one onto my phone, especially for today. But as I head towards the halfway point, I haven't felt the need to put my headphones in yet. I'm just sort of enjoying the sound of the rain, the sound of my footsteps, and I didn't think I'd be able to do that. So I'm going to hold off as long as I can before I put them in. Maybe later in the run I might feel the need for that distraction, but for now I'm feeling okay. So I am just at 25.9 kilometers, and it's official. Every single step from now is the furthest that I've ever run. My longest run to date was 25.9 kilometers on the day that Eliud Kipchoge did the 1:59 and 40-second marathon. I went out that day and ran for 1 hour, 59 minutes and 40 seconds and covered 25.9 kilometers. It was a bit of a risk signing up to do this run, because the longest that I've done recently is a half marathon, although I've now done 48 half marathons this year, and so I feel like I do have quite a lot of strength and endurance in my legs, but I'm just having to really hold back that pace to make sure I don't tire out. It's 27.5, halfway. Not bad for a view.
So it's now the day after my very first 55-kilometer ultra marathon. So during the run yesterday, as I was filming, my GoPro froze and I couldn't get the battery out to reset it. My fingers just simply would not grip the little pull tab on the battery in order to be able to pull it out. I tried for maybe 20 minutes while I was running. I didn't want to stop, I wanted to keep going. And so I just had to ditch the GoPro and enjoy the rest of the run. So I'm now sitting here. I have my finisher's medal, I have my finisher's t-shirt, I have a very dirty pair of shoes, and I also have very sore legs. But yesterday was really awesome. I really enjoyed it. I'm still riding on a high from yesterday. I feel absolutely great. So the final results came through last night. I came in 11th place out of a total of 109 finishers. So almost top 10% and almost top 10 as well. So happy with that, given that it was my very first ultra marathon and I hadn't run more than 25.9 kilometers before that. So over twice the distance that I've ever run before. So what I found towards the end of the race, so I hit 25.9 kilometers and then I had this bit of excitement that every single step from then on was the longest that I'd ever run. And that sort of carried me for a while. And then when I got to 42 kilometers and hit that marathon, I was like, yes, now I've done a marathon. Now I passed the marathon marker at 4 hours and 13 minutes and still felt really energized. And it was from that point that I noticed people were starting to cramp up and people were starting to drop off. And there's a few people that I passed on the way that I had a quick chat to and they were really struggling. And what I did is I continued to maintain a pace that I felt comfortable at. And I was really surprised at that point at just how comfortable I still felt. My legs were starting to ache, particularly in my quads and my left Achilles. I took a paracetamol at that point. I continued to take on plenty of water at the aid stations and in my water bottles. I was taking a segment of energy bar every 15 to 20 minutes at that point, and I still felt like I had plenty of energy towards the end of the run, albeit with really tired legs. So this morning I found stairs a bit of a challenge, particularly getting downstairs. My quads are in absolute agony, but I've still got that post-run high, so I'm feeling really great. So what were nice clean new shoes are now not so much. So plenty of running through shin deep muddy water has left them in a bit of a state. So one thing I will say is that I'm really surprised at how great they felt throughout the duration of that whole run. Given that I've only had them for a few days and I've only done I think 11 kilometers in them in the past couple of days, I was a little bit wary of jumping straight into a 55k run in pretty much brand new shoes, but they held up great and they continued to remain comfortable for the duration of that run, which I was really surprised with. They're not waterproof, so my feet were really wet, but I'd combined them with some toe socks. So toe socks, if you don't know, are almost like gloves for your feet. They go on and wrap each toe individually and stop your toes from rubbing together. And I think the combination of wearing those socks with the shoes being comfortable as well saved my feet from having blisters and getting painful. Today, there's no sign of any aches or pains on my feet, which I usually, even over half marathon distance in regular socks and my usual running shoes, I would usually suffer from those blisters. So really, really happy with those and really happy with the shoes as well. They held up fantastic. So overall then, a really, really great experience. It was a shame that I didn't get to film the end of the run and crossing the finish line and that sort of stuff, but that's just the way things go. Things don't always go to plan. Thankfully, yesterday's run did go to plan. I don't think it will be my last ultramarathon. I've signed up to do 100 kilometers next June, so about 9 months from now. I may need to find something though between now and then just to feed that hunger a little bit. So thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, all of that sort of good stuff. Hit the notification bell so that you get notified of future videos, and I will see you on the next one. Yoo!